Hello, everybody. It is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Thank you for watching as always. And please consider sharing this program, liking this episode, and subscribing to the channel. We're going to talk a little bit about militias. We do that quite often on this program. 4 major militias in the United States, as we said several times, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. The 4 national militias are the 3 percenters, constitutional sheriffs, the Oath Keepers, and the NFAC, the Not Fucking Around Coalition, the Black Militia, whose leader is Grandmaster Jay. That is a topic. He is a topic, and NFAC is a topic of quite often on episodes of this show. But today, the discussion is about one of those other 3 militia. Normally, when the NFAC first came into the public eye, it was thought they were going to be incredibly dangerous, and this was no good, and this was bad, and this was blah 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 blah. And I didn't say any of those things personally. I was just the opposite of trying to tear down what Grandmaster Jay was doing. I was supporting what he was doing, and saw it as a good thing for peace as a whole. And I continue to think if Grandmaster Jay's real true goal is to get some land for some of his people, politically, he's going about it just about as good as it could be done in what he's done so far. This is about the Oath Keepers. Some information has been leaked, video files, audio files, and documentation. And I've been able to look at all of those. I haven't been able to go through everything yet with a fine-tooth comb, because I wanted to get this out here as soon as I saw some of the stuff I was seeing. First of all, the Oath Keepers. The Oath Keepers are a militia primarily made up of retired military and retired law enforcement employees. Police wannabes, if you will, in many circumstances. And they've been trying to position themselves as the military wing of the Trump supporters, if you will, and particularly older white men involved in this group. The group's leader is Stuart Rhodes, and since Donald Trump's decisive loss in the 2020 presidential election, Biden getting over 300 electoral votes when 270 was the requirement, the Oath Keepers have been escalating their rhetoric over the past week and a half, and they're encouraging violent attacks on anti-racists and liberal protesters. So the shift it's kind of shifted. Before it was anti-fascist that the fascists were opposing, and now they're openly admitting that it's racist. They're wanting attacks on anti-racists and on liberal protesters, as well as the news media and, of course, political figures. Let me just give you a sample. I mentioned the other day, I mentioned Parler, P-A-L-E-R. I spelled it P-A-L-O-R. I apologize for that. It was a doofus thing on my part. It's a new social media site for far right-wing thinking and for the spread of disinformation, for the spread of hate speech. It is a free speech zone, and that you can get on there and actually say what you really think and feel, and all of its hate-filled glory, if you so desire. One comment that was from Parler and is also part of the part of the information that has been leaked comes from a man named Michael Otis Wilson of Lebanon, Ohio. And he says, quote, "It's time to start executing lefties openly and violently, to start killing the news media live on the air," end quote. That again is from Michael Otis Wilson of Lebanon, Ohio. You can find that quote on Parler, P-A-L-E-R, if you so desire to look there. And it is also among the information that has been leaked from someone who's wanting the information to get out about what the Oath Keepers have in mind. Since the election, as I said, the Oath Keepers have escalated their rhetoric. Their members are getting increasingly desperate, and they're getting specific in the violence of their acts. Let's read a couple of more quotes here from their members, just to give you a feel. And I'm not going to use names on this. The mainstream media has a major role in taking this country down. I think they have to be a main target of ours. You know who they are. Someone responds, "I agree, the fake media, which are just propaganda machines, need to be shut down. It's not freedom of speech when sedation is the goal and lies are the means. If we don't take action, we'll all be going to the gulag." And that is responded to, "If it comes to that, we can take the media down, no problem. Our military is different. We can't outnumber their weaponry, but this new military has limited experience. With the exception of those of us who were in the shit in recent conflicts, if necessary, we'll kill the new military too. Foreign and domestic, remember that. As far as LEO, which is local enforcement agencies, local law enforcement, the same applies to them. No mercy, no quarter. There's no time for GD lessons on civics or government. Intellectual discord will not prevail. You must be ready to counter, engage, and destroy them all, which might include members of your own community and even members of your own family." That's the thought process going on, at least in the privacy of their meetings and of their chat rooms and of their online forums, from the Oath Keepers. And again, the Oath Keepers have escalated their rhetoric, encouraging violent attacks on anti-racists and liberal protesters. Again, it used to be anti-fascist was the focus. Now it's anti-racist. Well, if you're anti-racist and someone wants to attack you, it's a pretty good indication that they are probably racist. And that's a good thing for us to know. It's a good thing for American citizens to know. So we will keep an eye on what is going on with the Oath Keepers. We'll also see if we can get some information on what's happening inside the 3%ers and the constitutional sheriffs, as we are not out of the woods. We are not anywhere near being guaranteed a peaceful transition of power. The duly elected president of the United States is not someone I'm a fan of, but his name is Joseph Biden, and he will be taking office January 21st, 2021. And according to the Oath Keepers, they are not going to allow that to happen. Let me read this. "Either we start killing them or they will start killing us, and they will kill us all. We must kill them all." This is a quote that from their leader, quote, "We have men already stationed outside DC as a nuclear option. This is in case they attempt to remove the president illegally. We will step in and stop it. We will be on the outside of DC armed if the president calls us up." So and apparently the intent of the Oath Keepers is to be positioned surrounding Washington, D.C., and be ready for the president, Donald Trump, the current president, the one that will be forced to step down if he doesn't eventually come to some grip of reality that he has lost the presidential election and he doesn't get to be president anymore. It's just the way it works in our country. I know so many white people are consumed with arrogance, ignorance, and privilege that they cannot fathom something not going the way that they thought it was going to go. But that's what happened this time. And we have to be aware of the fact that there are dangerous entities that want to subvert the Constitution of the United States. They may call themselves patriots, but they're simply on the verge of treason, plain and simple. And who's going to stop them? That's a question we'll leave hanging. Until next time, I'll be live tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you'll join me for another episode of the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. I'm Barry Welsh. Thank you for watching, as always, and please again consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this particular episode. I think it's one that we need to get out. We need to get spread around. We need to keep track of what's going on with the other militias as well, because if they're a danger to our country, it's something that cannot be taken anywhere near too lightly. I fear for our country, for our nation, I fear for our people. And I don't like living in fear. I don't want to live in fear. So let's hope and pray for some common sense. Let's hope and pray for some rationale to somehow seep through into the minds of these people who have altered their reality to such a place as to be on the verge of fantasy. Donald Trump's not the winner of this election. I'm sorry to tell you all that once again, but it's true, and you need to start accepting that. And I'm being very serious, because there are too many of you that don't. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. I'm Barry Welsh. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I love you all. Peace. Stay alive.